for more. So, here's the conclusion for the Roll Quest Line series for Shadowbringers. I went back to my bard because I feel like that was the most fitting part. That's how these warriors of light or have met my character. Of course, she looked a little bit different then. So, I feel like it was appropriate to return to that. I kind of thought of going Dark Knight. Like, I thought of going with like the, you know, the key art for the Dark Knight. But I think I'll just go as I am. Yes. No, wait, I overrode it. Sorry. Forgot. So, yeah, I'm just gonna do this. As if it's just another part of this, the main storyline. And I'll be back to this get up for 5.3 when I do that. Bernard is overjoyed to welcome the conquering hero's return. Well, if it isn't the great hunter herself. As if you don't know, all four of the cardinal virtues laid low, all with your help. You're the talk of the stairs, Lorene. When the night returned to Lakeland, we knew in our hearts that change was on the horizon, but never did I dare hope that you might help rid us of those terrible fiends. You've surpassed my wildest expectations. Like, no, I just do what I do. Not mine, Glenard. When I first laid eyes on her, I had an inkling that she was the hero we'd been waiting to come along. Ha! Easy to claim after the fact. If you'd indulge me, though, I would love to hear you tell how it all played out. The hunting of the virtues, that is. My word, there's so much more to it than I realized. And there I thought you'd only had to track down the bloody thing. Gods, though, the things you learned about the warriors of light, so many secrets and details lost over time, and all for their hard work and sacrifice they somehow brought about the flood? Can't say I understand. For all their hard work and sacrifice they somehow brought about the flood? Can't say I understand it at all, but it's a bloody tragedy it is. We should gather the others and toast their memories. Heroes of Eld, brave and true, to be remembered forevermore. Now, I'll think you not to let your bleeding heart drive you to offer up a fortnight's stock of spirits. Attend to your other customers and let me speak with the hero of here and now. Whatever would I do without your good sense of wisdom? Very well, I'll leave you to entertain her, but don't think we won't be having that drink someday. Lorene, I must thank you for sharing with us such incredible tales. It's only right that I repay you in kind. Looks like Silva in a way. With the ending, that is. With the story of the true villain who towers above the virtues. The devil more deserving of death than any that yet lingers in this world. If your curiosity has been piqued, then meet me atop the balcony overlooking the crystalline mean. I will be waiting there until you do. creature you could leave well enough alone, or a demon that you could let live, am I right? This demon is undeniably deserving of death. Make no mistake, to cut them down would be just and proper. The act of a goodly person, and that is just what you are. I can see that. No need to grow impatient or be offended, my friend. But before you pass judgment on this villain, you need first understand their part in everything. Who they were to the fallen warriors of light, for instance. Of course, right about now you must be wondering how I know what I know. But what a tavern wench of all people has got to do with any of this. Let me tell you then. I am the one who brought together the virtue hunters. I am the one who marked you as a potential ally to them and made you join them in their quest. Oh, so you facilitated it. I alone knew what had to be done, and what sort of sinner would be needed to see this tale of tragedy and betrayal brought to an end. But come, we have many mountains ahead of us still. Carusia and the Codger's Brook. I will go on ahead and wait for you there. I want to say it's closest to Still Tide. Not 100% certain, but I know it's on the it's down towards there. It's not up on top of the hill, I don't think. On top of the plateau. There we go. And maybe roughly equal distance between Raiden. Still Tide. You're accustomed to life on the road, I see. As am I. Do you recognize this place? I thought you might. Here is where it began, where Ardbert first met Lemit. Still young and lacking in experience, but possessed of so much potential. Heroes in the making. Even then the keen-eyed could see. They would only fulfill that promise much later, though, after joining with their other dear companions, Brandon and Brenda Ray. And one other, an elven woman. Not half bad with a sword. But perhaps you are already asking the question, who? There were 5 warriors of light in all, but she would make 6. Indeed, after adding in Nilebert, there does seem to be one too many. But believe me when I say that there was indeed a 6th adventurer lost to history, and her name was Silva. Kinda looks like you. Though I doubt I need to convince you of this truth. When you walked in the Virtue's memories, you saw her time and time again. Did you not? Then you saw the true villain, the traitor responsible for all their woes. Let us continue the story elsewhere, to Amarang and the Fields of Amber. guess we shall see. Saw the true villain's face in their memories, and I told you her name in Calusia. But what were her crimes, you ask? Hearken to my tale and you will learn. Silva had joined the others before they first met Nilebert. After their party of 5 came to this place, they took on a commission to slay a powerful beast that had taken up residence in the mines. Said beast was believed to be the instigator of ever more terrible tremors, and so time was of the essence. But during their hurried search, they crossed paths with their future companion, then a competitor aiming to usurp their prize. After another tremor triggered by the beast trapped them all underground, they had no choice but to work together to lay it low. To their dismay, even after its death, the earth continued to shudder violently. As the adventurers looked to each other in confusion, Nilebert strode towards the beast's body and grabbed hold of a curious stone. A stone brimming with untold ether that he had sought out that he might harness its potential to rescue a loved one lost to the rift. But so powerful was the stone that it warped the flow of the life stream. Its very existence was a threat. And so, when faced with the choice between one life and countless others, Nilebert wept and shattered the stone. He had held his comrade's salvation in his hand and cast it aside for the greater good. For his sacrifice, he was judged a hero, and in that instant, a warrior of light was born. In life, Nilebert was a pragmatic figure, whose wisdom and sagacity were admired by all. Little wonder that in death he would retain his virtue. But as Nilebert mourned the friend he forever lost, the betrayer Silva looked on in silent contentment, for they had taken the first step on their path towards becoming heroes brave and true. His sacrifices sparked the transformation, which was fuel for the ritual to come. What ritual, you wonder? Fear not, all will become clear in time. Come with me to Raktika, to the city of swamps. We must retrace the steps as they were taken to understand the depth of her treachery. This place, too, is familiar to you, no? From days recent and long since past. After the events in Amarang, Ardbert and his comrades grew in fame, spurring others to entreat their aid. The adventurers sought out greater and greater challenges, and in pursuit of another they came to Raktika. While here, the hunter Renderay learned that the notorious mark Balamquitz was near, and so, under cover of darkness, she slipped away from the others to slay the beast by herself. Like Nailbert before, of course, you already know what her motive was. Balamquitz had robbed her of her fellow hunters. Only vengeance would redress the balance. Moreover, she would not dare risk the lives of her new comrades. So terrified was she of the mere possibility that she might have to relive that terrible day. And so she faced Balamquitz alone, and would have surely died for it, had Ardbert and the others not arrived in time to help. Like Nailbert before, of course, you already know what happened next. For her love, her conviction, and her resolve was she chosen by Heidelin. And from that day forward, Renderay swore never again to betray her comrades' trust, to share with them the triumphs and the tragedies, to relinquish the freedom she had once held in the highest. Heidelin's known. The bravest, most courageous hunter that ever was. That moment would define what she became in life and in death. Her sacrifice would hasten the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. The betrayer Silva looked on, yet more satisfied. They were oblivious to her machinations, unaware that they were dancing to her tune. Their journeys continued, and so must ours. To Ilmeg and Lygia. I probably butchered that, but Lygia. Could be Lygia. What you think is... Watch it not actually be Silva, but... As beautiful now as it was then. You saw it too. Would you not agree? With the death of Balamquitz, the legend of Ardbert and his comrades had grown larger than ever. Thus emboldened, they came to the kingdom of Obert. Obert had long been troubled by what some had dubbed a magical plague, innocents found transformed into misshapen fiends that the kingdom's knights had no choice but to put down ere the contagion spread. Brandon had been one such knight. In his youth, he had served the Princess Salgia faithfully, only to be cast out for a single mistake. Thus did he take to the road where he met Ardbert and the others. Having grown stronger and wiser and more respected, Brandon felt it was time to return and redeem himself, and with the aid of his comrades he did just that. Tadric, the court's mage, was unmasked as the mastermind of Vobert's misery, and by disgraced knight's blade was he brought to justice. But with his dying breath, Tadric cursed Princess Saldia, sentencing her to a fate worse than death. At her behest did he raise up his blade, and for the sake of the kingdom, strike down his liege lady. With that single stroke he forever changed, though nearly not in the way that was necessary. He stood at the precipice and almost forsook his compassion for unflinching judgment, but mercifully turned aside at the last. Thus did he find and embrace true justice, that which weighs law and heart together and strives for the greater good. 'Tis a long, difficult road from which many stray, settling for simpler moralities, but I would expect no less of the man who became the Kaiosine. His sacrifice would strengthen the transformation. 'Twas fuel for the ritual to come. As her companions grew ever more powerful, so too did the betrayer Silva. Bit by bit, they brought her closer to her goal. But it was not yet finished. To Calusia they returned, and so must we. Tamra and the next chapter of our tale await. Reliving all of their struggles here. Slowly but surely, the adventurers were fulfilling their potential. Word of their deeds in Vobert spread like wildfire, and their legend grew ever larger. But for all their success, the fledgling heroes would be forced to endure more hardship and welcome more sacrifice. They pressed deeper into the depths of Raktika, towards ancient Ronka. 'Twas there that the dwarf Lemmy came to a crossroads, for in claiming the magic she desperately desired, she would be forced to renounce something equally precious. Dwarves are a reclusive lot, to withdraw from the outside world that their many traditions might be preserved in isolation. When the stone blight began to spread, they chose to lock away the afflicted and refused to seek outside help. But Limit would not abide this. She vowed to save her ailing kin, her sister among them, even if it meant violating dwarven law. With her newfound power, she returned and cured the sick, and for this she was banished by the Council of Elders. This came as no surprise, for she had made her peace with it long before. When she stood in that ancient ruin and called upon forgotten guardians to grant her forbidden knowledge, she knew what the price would be. She had weighed her traditions and identity against the lives of those she loved, and made her choice, though it pained her terribly and in ways only a dwarf could understand. And Heidelin, it would seem. Through hardship and sacrifice was a new warrior of light forged, a healer that knew more than any the value of a life, and would do anything to see it preserved, even in death. Her sacrifice would nearly complete the transformation, just fuel for the ritual to come, very soon, then very soon. Ardward and his comrades had stumbled upon evidence of the larger design, threads linking together the disparate troubles of the realm. A name spoken only in whispers, the Shadowkeeper. A singular force sowing chaos and discord throughout Norvrant to an unknown end. If the Warriors of Light truly wished to save their world, then they would need to confront this villain amongst villains. At the end of their exhaustive search, at the end of their struggle, who do you think they found waiting to welcome them with open arms? The answer to that awaits us in Lakeland, our final destination. The villain yet walks among us, Lorraine, unknown and unpunished. Go on ahead and wait for me at Lexan Loft. There are preparations to which I must first attend. Is she trying to atone? The Shadowkeeper. Well. Maybe not the Shadowkeeper, but... Or maybe she is. Damn you, Silva! We were comrades in arms! Friends! That we were, and that we are. Everything I said, everything I felt, it was all true. You mean the world to me. You're the bloody Shadowkeeper! What the hell's what's this for? Oh, so... Friend? For you, for every one of you, to forge you into heroes worthy of her blessing, that she might choose you as her champions. A ruthless mage consumed by the pursuit of power to save his friend no matter the cost. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. A mournful hunter scarred by tragedy resolved never again to trust in others. By her sacrifice, a warrior born. disgraced knight who yearned to steal his heart in justice's name. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. A troubled healer torn between tradition and love. By her sacrifice, a warrior born. And their leader, an adventurer with a heart overflowing with love for his dearest comrades, who must now bring his axe to bear against his own. By his sacrifice, a warrior born. I am the villain you seek, the keeper of shadows from a world shrouded in dark. By our struggle will this world be shattered and its souls saved. Now we're gonna have to fight. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. So, when they laid the Shadow Keeper low, Silva. Saw it all, did you? I thought you might. Mother's gift has a knack for showing us exactly what we need to see. If not what we want to, or when. Mother Heidelin. They knew me as Silva, but my real name, it doesn't matter. Like you, I am not of this world. I crossed the rift and came to the first. Holy shit. My home? The 13th! Holy shit! Holy shit. My home, the 13th, fell to dark in a calamity that mirrored the one which nearly claimed this world. I was one of several heroes who failed to save it. Holy shit. So, was she trying to save her own? In our despair, we heeded the words of the Asians who came unto us. Thus did I choose to come here, and, that I might redress the balance, hasten a rejoining of worlds. A shard subsumed by dark demands a mirror of blinding light. Primordial forces will strive to achieve equilibrium. But there was a solution, a single solution, I believed. Were a flood of light to consume this shard in its entirety, it would be of no use. The Asians made it clear that it must be brought to the brink, but no further. The task was difficult, but the plan simple. Souls predisposed to light, fledgling heroes in the making. I would bring together Ardbert and his comrades and groom them for a higher purpose. Holy shit! I would play the part of comrade and guide their course, all the while laboring in secret to pit stronger and stronger enemies against them, until finally, once they were warriors of light, brave and true, I would reveal myself as a warrior of darkness and extinguish their radiance forever. Thus would this world be primed for rejoining, and the source for a calamity. Holy shit. The Asians who called themselves Mitron and Logrif were confident it would succeed, and indeed, Ardbert and the others rose to the occasions, as I knew they would. It was not to be. I had misjudged Ardbert. His comrades before him had made their sacrifices in turn, and as their mirror I had grown stronger for it. Had he but embraced his role and struck me down, victory would have been mine. But Ardbert, dear Ardbert, would not forsake his heart. Damn. In the end, he chose mercy. He chose love, and I was undone. The rest, you know. He sought out Mitron and Logrith and granted them what he refused me. They accomplished everything they set out to achieve, and then the flood came and washed it away. In the wake of my betrayal, I would look on from the shadows and reflect on my many sins as all fell to ruin. Denied death, then and now, and perhaps ever after, as a fragment of my essence endures. But then, one day years ago, my fallen comrades rose again as the cardinal virtues. They coincided with the arrival of the first scions, I later realized, a defense against the forces being marshaled to undo my failure. I can but assume the Ascians planted the idea in Valtry's head. They were his creations, after all. And with their graves in Yulmoran territory, it was doubtless a simple matter to have their bodies exhumed and prepared. Who am I to speak, you may think when I say this, but when I saw these abominations he had wrought in their image, I was filled with such despair, such anger. I cannot unwrite the past. My soul is stained with blackest sin, and I will not pretend that it can ever be otherwise. But this act, this I could not ignore. If the Ascians were going to such lengths, then surely others would cross the rift in due time. And so I hatched a plan. I would assume the guise of Sienna, and as her take up the residence in the Crystarium, where I would take measures to bring together the most ambitious of adventurers, individuals driven by more than mere coin. Virtue hunters. That way, when the enemy the Ascians feared more than any came to the curse, the stage would be set. They would join in the hunter's quest, and together unmake Valtry's simulacra and lay their souls to rest once more. Aww. And so you did, Lorraine. Ah, come on now! You know all there is to know of the heroes who saved this world. The truth I kept hidden in the shadows is yours. And there are no more secrets to share. And so I ask you now to grant me that which Ardbert could not. Death. Don't do this! Don't you spare me like he did! How could you stand there and say I deserve to live, knowing everything I did, the lives I destroyed, the chaos I wrought? The Warden's pale in comparison. Surely there is no greater villain than the Shadowkeeper. Death is no comfort to the living. It would be for my own benefit, that I cannot deny. If I'm to indulge in one final act of selfishness, you'll make me do it myself, won't you? Make me confront the cowardice of it, the ugly truth that I'd rather run away than try to seek atonement. Perhaps I may yet find purpose in preserving my comrades' legacy, in helping others to understand the sacrifices that made them true heroes. For now, I shall return to the Crystarium and continue to assist Glenard while spreading the forgotten tales of the Warriors of Light. You would have been good friends, you and Ardbert, in another life. May you and I as well. Maybe you and I as well. So she came from the 13th to the 1st, trying to bring the 1st to the brink to redress the balance. What was that? That's who you did, Lorraine. The virtues are no more. But the one ultimately responsible for their creation, the devil who set them on their doomed path, lingers still. So why does she still yet linger? Oh wait, of course, because she assumed she did what Ardbert and the others did to come to the source. So that's how they came together. The warriors of light of the first, the heroes of the first. It was all Sayela's doing. Or Silva's. And as they knew her. Oh, whoops. I tell you, I am not at all accustomed to wearing armor any longer. Simply moving about in it is enough to tax my strength. And fighting? Ugh. Any one of Captain Lena's recruits could probably put me flat on my back. Fortunately, I needn't rely on my sword to spread the truth of my fallen comrades' deeds. Only words of the passage of time will see their legacy redeemed in the eyes of the people. That's one of the tragedies of... Oh my god. Thank you for accompanying me on my journey of remembrance, Lorraine. May your deeds ever be remembered and celebrated as all heroes deserve. Tales to be told. Wow. So, that was the tale of how they came together. Her doing. Welcome to the Wandering. Oh, Lorraine, have you given any thought to Ardbert's resurrection? Part of me wishes to believe it is him, that fate has seen fit to return him to the living, but you and I both know it can never be so simple. Still tending the barn. After drinking some punish you had in mind and struggled to fathom a harsher fate. In all seriousness, I've been making an effort to use my spare moments to entertain patrons with stories of the warriors of light, but it seems certain someone has stolen a good deal of my thunder. Judging by the ramblings of my patrons, drunken though they may be, the people have been taking your words to heart. That said, Arbert's miraculous return to the land of the living still concerns me, and I'd be careful around him if I were you. He seems changed somehow. I cannot say if it's for the better. Well, so that's how the Warriors of Light came together. From the first. How the first was doomed, almost doomed to light. Okay, well that's done. So, Friday comes 5.3. The conclusion of the Shadowbringers storyline. Can't say I'm ready. I'm ready. Like I said when I entered the Amarat dungeon, I'm ready, but I'm not. So yeah, I will probably try to start that Friday morning. I have work the next 2 days. Then I have the weekend off. So I will try that then. In the meantime, you all take care. I will see you all Friday. And let's see what we have in store for me. Bye.